Hi, my name is Piper Myers, and I teach cello at REW Music. So I chose to play the cello when I was in 5th grade. I actually did the REW Exploring Instruments camp, and I played all the instruments, all the band instruments, and the strings instruments, obviously. I played violin, viola, and then I got to play the cello. And I liked that it wasn't high-pitched. I liked all the lower ranges that it had, and that it was big. I was a very small child, and I think that I thought it would be funny if I played such a big instrument. So that was part of why I chose it. And as I have gotten older and gotten to play more things, I have definitely grown to appreciate more about it. It is so versatile in its range, so it doesn't only have those low notes, it also has those high-pitched notes, but you don't always have to play up there, which I think is cool. Something that I like to do is I like to just pick a song and play along with it, just to practice improvisation and just figuring stuff out, and that's been something that I've really enjoyed about the cello, and I just love it. I make lessons fun by being creative, so I think that it's really important to be able to learn things in different ways, so I have to be creative and figure out different ways to introduce something, or if something doesn't click right away, it's important to figure out other ways. And with some of the younger students, the best way to get something to click is to play a game. So for instance, a game that we play is one with the bow, and I'll have them show me how to hold their bow, so they'll make sure that their fingers are spaced out right, their thumb is bent, and then we'll stick like a expo marker cap or like a highlighter cap on the tip. And it's just like challenges that we do. So I'll have them, if there's a bigger space we can do it in, we'll go into the big space and we'll walk around the room and copy each other. It's basically like Simon Says with a bow. And if at the end of your task your bow hold is bad, I get a point. And if at the end of the task your bow hold is good, then you get the point, and then vice versa. And as you get better at it, then we put the cap on the tip of the bow, and it is harder, but you still have to keep the thing. So there's a lot of jumping involved. The kids like to jump in it, especially if we're having a lesson where we're having a little bit of a hard time paying attention. I like to get active, and so we'll jump around and do stuff like that, which I think is really fun. And another thing that we do is if we have access to a board, we'll use the board and we'll write our rhythms out. I'll give them a time signature, and they will just write in a measure or 2 measures, and then they'll clap it and they'll write their counts in. And there's something magical about a whiteboard that makes a person just go, ooh, this makes sense. And I don't know what's magic about it, but we love it, and it's a lot of fun. So I like to think outside the box with my students. A really awesome thing that we've been working on recently with a few of them is reading chord charts. So this came up when a student was like, hey, my worship leader wants me to play at church, and I don't know how to do that. And I said, you're in luck. That's my specialty. I love to play and sing at the same time. That is foremost what I use my cello for at this point, is I will play along with a guitar, and I'll just sing along and sing something, and it's so much fun. So when this kid came to me, I was like, yes, I am so excited for this. So we learned how to use chord charts, and we learned what does it mean when you see a C on a chord chart? Oh, it means there's a C, an E, and a G in this chord. Okay, so I can play any of those notes. And we talked about what does it sound like to play just a bass note, to be the bass instrument of a band, and stuff like that. And then I had a couple other kids that I did this with, and one of the other kids goes to my church, and I arranged a piece at the beginning of the summer, and she got to play the cello part that I wrote for it. So there's a cello solo that opens the song up, and we went through it for a couple weeks. We learned it, and then we got to do it one Sunday morning, and she killed it. It was amazing, and it was the most exciting thing ever. We were leading, and I looked over at her, and I was like, this is so cool. It was amazing.